अब मुझे एक रिक्वायरमेंट थी एक अच्छी डिसेंट स्क्रीन की, जिसपे मैं अपना सारा काम कर सकूं और अपने ज़िंदगी की जमा पूंजी भी इस पे ना लगा दूं। लेकिन जब मैंने इंटरनेट पे प्राइसेस देखना शुरू की तो मैं रोने वाली हालत थी मेरी बेसिकली। अब इस डिप्रेशन से गुजरने के बाद मैंने फेसबुक पे पोस्ट डाली, अपने दोस्तों यारों से पूछा जाए। सरप्राइजिंगली मुझे इस पोस्ट पे एक नाम जो है ना वो मल्टीपल टाइम्स नज़र आया और वो नाम था ज़ा कंप्यूटर्स। अब जब मैं उनकी वेबसाइट पर गया तो मैंने ये चीज़ नोट की, मुझे ऐसा लगा कि जिस तरह प्राइसेस जो है ना वो इतनी कम है कि शायद ही कोई 2 नंबर माल ना हो। मैंने यही चेक कराने के लिए अपने दोस्तों को 2-3 इनको मैसेज किया जो ऑलरेडी उनसे ख़रीद चुके थे, और उन्होंने मुझे कहा भाई हाँ 100% ओरिजिनल चीज़ है। तो अल्लाह का नाम लेके मैंने उनको मैसेज किया और उनका रिस्पॉन्स इतना पॉजिटिव था यार, मतलब मुझे इतनी खुशी हुई वो रिस्पॉन्स देख के। मैंने उनको ये कहा भाई मैं आपके साथ कोलैबोरेट करना चाहता हूँ, सिंपल सी बात है, ठीक है, क्योंकि मुझे आपकी चीज़ इतनी पसंद आई है, इस प्राइसेस में अगर ये चीज़ एक्चुअल इतनी अच्छी हुई ना तो आई एम सोल्ड। मैं इनसे पिछले 2 साल में 2 अल्ट्रा वाइड मॉनिटर्स ले चुका हूँ और ऑनेस्टली इनकी प्राइसेस अनबीटेबल हैं। प्लस द फैक्ट कि ज़ा कंप्यूटर्स पर मॉनिटर की प्राइसेस 7500 रुपीज़ से 500,000 तक हैं, तो यहाँ पर हर किस्म का मॉनिटर आपको मिल जाएगा। सो चेक आउट देयर वेबसाइट्स एंड फाइंड आउट मोर।
To make this all possible for me, my friends at Zah Computers hooked me up with all kinds of monitors. Ultra high-res 4K monitors, gaming monitors, ultra-wide monitors, you name it, they sent it over. So once you're done watching this video, click on the link in the description, hook yourself up with a brand new monitor. These guys provide great service and are super professional. I myself purchased 2 monitors. The one behind me is an ultra-wide 38-inch monitor that I got for myself. It's pretty color accurate. I do most of my work on it. There's another 4K that I bought and I'm very happy with the service. So go check them out.
अब मुझे एक रिक्वायरमेंट थी एक अच्छी डिसेंट स्क्रीन की, जिसपे मैं अपना सारा काम कर सकूं और अपने ज़िंदगी की जमा पूंजी भी इस पे ना लगा दूं। लेकिन जब मैंने इंटरनेट पे प्राइसेस देखना शुरू की तो मैं रोने वाली हालत थी मेरी बेसिकली। अब इस डिप्रेशन से welcome to the first match of IGEN qualifiers 2019.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another day of IGEN Revival Series where the stakes are high and the competition is fierce. And this isn't just any ordinary tournament, it's the biggest tournament so far in 2023 in terms of player participation. And it's all thanks to our amazing sponsors, Zah Computer. And I'd also like to give a shout out to our partners, GamePoint, RB Tech, and Coin Mooner. Today, it's the semi-final day 2, and we have got an epic clash between Team Mystic and Team Perfectionists, two of the top teams in the tournament. The winner of this match will secure their spot in the grand finals and be one step closer to claiming the grand prize pool, 100k PKR. I am Frisbee, and today joining me on the broadcast is Jazib Salim. Jazib, just how excited are we today?
Oh, extremely. We've already seen one of the invited teams make their way into the grand finals today. The second one, Team Envious, are going head-to-head against Team Perfectionists. Both of these teams have been extremely great in their quarterfinal matchups. Team Envious they had quite a dominant showing against KW. It seemed like they were thoroughly comfortable in both of those maps. Team Perfectionists, they struggled a little bit, but eventually the win was there, and that is quite literally all that matters. Today they're going to go up against some really great players. Team Envious, who have played together, the core of the team have played together with each other for longer than a year at this point, I believe. So the experience that they have playing with each other, the understanding they have of their teammates, really puts both of these teams apart. But Team Perfectionists, we can't really count them out either.
Yeah, and I definitely think that today the games are going to be extremely exciting, particularly because of how both the teams play. Both of these have that wow factor. I mean, Envious weren't shy of taking risks and pulling out that neon on Fracture the last time we saw them play, whereas we all remember Ellen's infamous Gecko on Pearl. So I believe games today are going to be packed with surprises. And but yeah, I'd like to take a look at the MVPs. I saw that post on Twitter and I was like, okay, this looks good. The competition is so fierce right now. At the top ladder of MVP board, we have Trans on the board, Stereo, Trick, Bloody, and Hadal. Trans and I think Hadal, they are out of the game right now. They have been kicked out of the IGEN Revival Series, but we still have these top 3 players in Stereo, Trick, and Bloody, with I think Stereo leading the chart so far.
Yeah, he's currently at second place. He was absolutely lights out yesterday, but Team Perfectionists, sadly, they don't have anyone on the top 5 board right now. Trek and Bloody from Team Envious are on the board, so it sort of shows how dangerous Team Envious can be, and Team Perfectionists, they sort of have a tall order to conquer in the semi-finals. Of course, I guess to some extent we have to favor Team Envious here, considering the experience and the amount of competition that they've played and dominated and won as well from time to time, especially beating they are one of the only teams that have beaten Exploit at their prime as well. So it's the core that has beaten them. So Team Envious, they're probably one of the best teams that Pakistan has ever produced. Team Perfectionists, they're still sort of untested, although they've been playing for a long time as well. They just have never been able to reach quite the top.
Yeah, Perfectionists won all their qualifier 2 games, by the way, but lost their seeding game to VRN, coming second in their bracket, whereas VRN is a team that has already been bested by Team Mystic. So if Perfectionists do make it to the finals, they'll have to face their worst nightmare. They'll have to curate an exceptional strat if they want to gain an edge against the likes of Team Mystic. But who are the 2 top players that you are looking forward to?
I mean, of course,
as we have them.
Yep. Trek, of course, from Team Envious, so it sort of has been the MVP for his respective team as long as he's been playing. 36 kills, 19 deaths across the whole 2 maps, 1.89 KD, absolutely amazing. Alan, though, the player that I believe was playing the Gecko earlier on Pearl, with a 1.44 KD. So if you have a player that can pull out surprises such as a Gecko into the mix and still perform behind it, I think that can be extremely crucial. Of course, I think something that is Team Perfectionists are going to have in their favor is sort of the unpredictability, because we do not tend to see maps like Pearl, maps like Lotus in the mix as well, but they were very confident picking that one, and it worked out in their favor.
Yeah, like I was saying that both of the teams have that surprise factor. I was pretty shook when Ellen went for that gecko. But we have seen, I think probably Bloody was running Neon in the last games we watched Team Envious play. So both of them, they are not scared of just doing new things on the map. So games today have the potential to be really spicy. But it's also worth mentioning here, like I was talking about it, that if Team Perfectionists do make it to the grand finals, they will be up against the team that have beaten Team VRN, a team that they have already lost to in their seeding games. Whereas on the other hand, if Envious makes the cut, then we'll officially have two invited teams in the grand finals, and it will be one hell of a show, because both of these teams, they have this stacked roster, they have star-studded rosters.
Yeah, they absolutely do, but you know, we can't really count Team Perfectionists out. We, especially after when we saw how they were communicating at the end of the first map, even though the game ended up going to 3 overtimes, the communication still felt extremely calm. They knew what they were doing. They were very much organized as well, and you know, they even stated that हमने एम ही लंबी करी थी. So like they were pretty confident in their game.
Yeah, on the other hand, like you said, Team Perfectionists did do a 2-0 clean sweep, but they were struggling quite a bit, especially on the second map against Team COH. But right now it remains to be seen if they will still stick with that map they were struggling on, that was Pearl. And but the first ban will be from Team Envious, that is Heaven. And then Team Perfectionists are going to ban Icebox. That is one of the best maps of Team Envious. And Heaven is also their best map, so it's quite surprising that they don't want to play that anymore. But again, Team Envious are throwing a curveball over here. They are going for Fracture, a map where they did seem to struggle just a little bit, lost a few rounds, but they came back stronger. And Team Perfectionists, they are going for Ascent, the signature map we all love to watch. And at the end, we'll have Pearl as our decider.
Oh yeah, Team Perfectionists, they didn't exactly throw us a curveball this time around. They went with the Ascent pick, again a relatively safer map for pretty much every team playing in these tournaments. You know, it's probably the oldest map, one of the oldest maps of Valorant that has been in the competitive queue as well. But Pearl did making the cut as the decider, but we're gonna have to wait and find out how that goes. Team Envious though, the Fracture pick, I think it really is going to favor them quite a lot. We saw how confident they were against KEKW when they were playing on Fracture. Bloody was absolutely lights out on that map, and the rest of the team, they were absolutely doing their job as well. Trick, he sort of had a slow game, but really when you were playing in such fashion, you can't really complain so much. Team Perfectionists though, of course, if this goes to Pearl, sure, things could get a lot more interesting. They've played some competition on that map, so they have a little bit more experience in recent times, of course. But overall, Envious, they're the more experienced team. They've been playing together for quite a long time, and they have 2 players sitting on the top 5 board as well, which automatically makes them a very dangerous one.
Yeah, but what do you think is going on inside the head of Team Envious when they go for Fracture? Because Fracture was a little bit of a difficult time. A few rounds slipped on Fracture, but they bounced right back, wrapping it up in 13. Really good. And it was also the map where you just mentioned that they were like, you know what, Amy Lambi Kardi, it was really easy. They just kept hitting the meta towards the A side, where they could easily rotate towards the other one, but they were just pushing the meta.
We're going to quickly move on and look at the veto again, because while I think Frisbee is having some trouble, so while we fix that, let's look at the maps yet again. Because as Frisbee was talking about earlier on, it seemed like Team Envious, they struggled a little bit on Fracture, which was the second map of the quarterfinals, but they bounced right back into that one. And we saw in the comms video, I'm not sure if you guys caught it, it was on the IGEN Twitter. Make sure you go check it out. We're going to be posting in the comms videos on there again and again. We're going to have some clips from today as well, hopefully later. So they did struggle on Fracture a little bit, but it just seemed like they were sort of having fun. You know, earlier on they had dominated the scoreline. After that, they just sort of became a little bit lenient, and they got punished for it, and eventually they just finished things off the way that they should have.
Yeah, but talking about Pearl, if things do go to Pearl, I think Perfectionists are going to have a really difficult time, because it was the map where things went to 4 overtimes, if I remember it correctly. Paid Hacks, USQ both had 24 kills on that map, but sorry, I think it was the first map, but in the second map, Ellen and HSN were popping off. But it was also the map where Team Perfectionists did not look very comfortable. So I think it's safe to say that they will try their best to not take matters to the third map, because it will not be an easy fight, especially if you're against the core of Team Mystic. They have a lot of times to practice with each other. So I think they will have an easier time trying to tackle a location. Pearl, I mean, it's old, but it's still comparatively new as compared to other maps. So I think both of the teams will try their best to not take the matters into the third map. But still, we have seen how. The underdogs, they surprise us every single time. Even yesterday, I was not expecting things to go into the third map. But do you think that we might see a potential third location today?
I mean, I'm definitely hoping for it. We didn't actually see a third map in the quarterfinals yesterday. Both of those teams, they did push us to a third one, even though the third map, it wasn't exactly too close. Of course, Team Mystic, they had a rather easier win, but still, Team Valorant, props to them. Of course, it's not easy to make it into the semifinals, especially from the qualifiers. Of course, we had more than 100 teams playing the qualifiers, the biggest Valorant tournament in terms of qualification. But today, one more team is going to get eliminated among Team Perfectionists and Team Envious. But Frisbee, I need the psychic person out yet again. Give me a scoreline.
No, I'm
Just-
not
just
giving you a
do it.
scoreline
You have
today.
to.
Look, we have time. See, we have time. You give me a scoreline today first, and then I'll give you mine.
Okay. Okay, I'll give you a scoreline for Fracture alone for the time being. It is Envious Maps pick. We have seen them play the map as well. Bloody was absolutely magnificent on the map. So I think Envious take it. I think Perfectionists, they're gonna struggle a lot on it as well. So I'm thinking a rather dominant scoreline for 13-6 maybe.
Yeah, it's going to be really boring because I agree with you. Because we both saw Envious play on Fracture. They were looking really good. Like you said that they did struggle, but am I still connected?
Yes, yes.
Oh, sorry. You just everything kind of paused for me. But yeah, they did struggle a little bit. But like you were saying, they seemed to be having fun. They were enjoying. They were having their time. They were like, you know what, we were just gonna win this anyway. So let's just extend this a little bit. We'll get a chance to play with each other. And it was a fun map to watch as well because they had the chance to move towards the B side. I think if you remember it or not, the only reason that they kept losing on Fracture was they will not give up B side. Even though B side was so difficult to take, but they were like, we want to go there. We want to just test their patience. We want to prove that it's possible for us to come into the side that they have barriered in so nicely and so perfectly. So I think that was the only reason the Fracture got so I don't know, like they just pushed the matter so much on Fracture. So I think it looks pretty comfortable, this map, Fracture, for Team Mystic as well. And I think I'll agree with you over here as well. Maybe they might not even let Team Perfectionist take six rounds either.
Ooh, that is a hot take. You know, Team Perfectionists, they are a good team, and one thing that I really enjoy about them, of course, is sort of, they throw curveballs consecutively. We weren't, of course, expecting Pearl to be in the mix in the quarterfinals. I personally was expecting it to be in not Pearl exactly, but something out of the ordinary in the map pool this time around. And well, Pearl is the third one, but of course, the agent selection is where I think Team Perfectionists, they might have something unorthodox for us. Last time around we saw a Gecko when they were playing. This time around, I'm hoping we get to witness something new as well.
Yeah, Bloody was playing Neon Icing on Fracture last time we saw him, and I don't know whether he was trolling or not. I have not seen Bloody play in recent times, so it could be possible that maybe Neon is his main agent, even though he was running Killjoy in the map before that. So it could be possible that he was either just trolling, but it didn't seem like it because he was really good at that agent. The way he was swapping out his abilities, the way he used those finger guns, I think I could kind of tell that he has had a lot of practice on that agent. But if we do see Neon on Fracture, I think that would be kind of a curveball for Team Perfectionists, because even though it's a new map, even if they do manage to tackle Team Envious's strategies, they will have a tough time handling an agent like Neon, because sometimes Neon can be so aggressive, especially the ultimate. In my opinion, it's one of the most annoying ultimates in Valorant, because it's a hit or miss, it's a feast or famine. If you know how to use that ultimate, you can really cause mayhem against the enemy team. But I think it's time we find out whether they are going for Neons and Geckos. And yep,
Ooh.
Bloody has gone for Neon. He was not trolling after all.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the teams, of course, they definitely do favor putting a raise in for Fracture, but a lot of the teams, they not as many, of course, but some teams do prefer going for the for a Neon on Fracture because of just how fast she can run. But okay, one thing that's a bit surprising for me is Team Perfectionists. It seems like they've opted to go for a double duelist setup. Paid hacks on the Jet, HSN on the Raze as well. But Alan, gonna be playing, who is the MVP for Team Perfectionists. Smiley on the Brimstone, USQ on the Breach, which sort of as a stale agent for this map particularly. On the other hand, though, a double initiator setup with Darky being on the Fade and of course the Breach combo with him for Team Envious. But we are live with the first game. We're gonna have to wait and find out how exactly Team Perfectionists can take advantage of the double duelist setup as they are defending first.
Yeah, I think both of these teams have a history of supporting a double initiator setup, whereas Team Envious are sticking with their usual strategy. Team Perfectionist, they have, like you said, pulled out an odd strategy out of the book. They are going for a double duelist setup and starting on defense as well. So it's possible that they may have a difficult time because of the two duelists, but like we discussed so many times in the past, that Fracture is a type of a map where you need to have that aggression, you need to get that early map control, you need to push forward and have a lot of control on the enemy's territory. So it could really help them even if they do have two duelists on the side of attack. It's not completely a bad thing to have because it's gonna favor you on both attack and defense.
Yeah. And we have talked about how crucial map control can be as well, especially on defense, on Fracture or towards the A side. So hopefully the double duelist setup can help them gain those early real estate positioning for Perfectionists. Team Envious, though, it seems like they're just gonna go for a rather straight up push over towards the B side, but still we have a little bit of time on the clock as we are, I think, facing some difficulties technically, which should be sorted out quickly, and we should be heading into the game as soon as we are prepared. I believe every single player is connected, so that doesn't seem to be the problem. But of course, Trick, Bloody, both of these players I'm going to be keeping my eye on. From Envious, Alan from the other side, sure. But I think this time around, HSN, he sort of had a slower game in the quarterfinals. Both of those maps were relatively close as well. The first one especially headed to 3 overtime. So HSN, I think, is going to have to step up if Team Perfectionists want to take this one away.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Team Perfectionist Raze is doing exactly what I had imagined both the duelists to do. They will try to get that control. They will try to go as forward as they can towards the A side. HSN has his grenade all set. He's willing to deal a lot of damage right in the beginning of the round, but Beast is not making any mistakes. He's also just waiting for the enemy team to make any mistakes, whereas the rest of the Envious are slowly making their ways towards the B side. But the smoke will go down. It will force them to rethink their strat, taking another way towards the B side, but they're still not changing their initial plan. They're still sticking to it, just taking their sweet time to hit it the correct way.
Yeah, and it seems like they've got Team Perfectionists questioning the approach that Team Envious have right now. 3 of those players that were holding down the B side have backed off, or a little move towards the CD side. But eventually, Team Envious, they're gonna head in, and Bloody is going to give them the opening that they needed. Eventually, the site has been completely taken over, and the spike should be going down soon. A player is sort of extending towards Canteen and will peek out, but Smiley is actually the first one that gets the pick. Bloody trades that one out as well. He's been tagged down to just 10 HP, but still alive. Advantage for Envious to work with as another one for Perfectionists fall.
Yeah, HSN and USQ are only the 2 players alive, but they have good pistols to walk with and a lot of utility as well. And time on the clock too, but they will have to be quicker still. HSN making his way towards the side. There is 2 players waiting for him towards the tower. Utility will come into the play, gather some information as well. They know there's 1 player on the side. Fake tapping the spike. USQ trying to protect his teammate, but will be able to fail to do any damage. HSN will be the one to take all 3 players down. That was an incredible round. I don't know how did they turn it around.
I don't think they have time though. Oh, it's gonna be a close one.
I think they just might.
Oh, 1.5 second and Perfectionists. They didn't exactly play this round to perfection, but what a great one from their side. Team Envious, they were winning out those trades. The first pick was theirs, of course. Afterwards, they were just getting those one-on-one trades back and forth. But two of their players were extremely weak, being Darky and Bloody. They were down tower all by themselves, while Trick, he tried to make something happen from B main, but he got pushed by USQ as well. On the other hand, both of those players over towards tower fell as well, and Team Perfectionist, although a close call, they managed to secure the pistol.
Yeah, and now they have these specters. It can prove to be really deadly on a smaller map like that. Once again, slowly making their way towards B side, which is once again blocked. And there's only one player towards A, which should be the smarter option for Team Envious to hit, but they are going to stick with B side, and here comes the crunch. They are inside bomb point, building a little bit of damage. And good utility usage coming in from Venom. Takes one player down, but will be cleared off pretty quickly. They still have the side control. Defenders is still pushed out.
Yet again, Envious, a man advantage to work with in plant scenario. Paid hacks alongside HSN looking to push out through canteen. The boombot is going to give away his location, but eventually USQ pushes out. He too shall fall alongside the rest of his two teammates. And Envious, although they lose the pistol, they had the spike down. They had a good amount of kills going there as well, which allowed them to force into this round with SMGs. And they managed to convert behind it. A rather clean one this time around. Envious got the timings absolutely perfect on the fights that they took, almost pretty much winning every single one of those. They did lose two players, but still so far so good, as Perfectionist's economy has been burned out to begin with.
Yeah, and I think it was a smart decision to go with a half buy, even though they did not have a lot of money to work with, but buying Spectres was a really smart move and it worked for them. But this time they're having a change of mind, going towards A side instead, just waiting for the enemy to show some aggression. But this time Raze has switched sides. Raze is not present on A, which is completely empty for taking. Bloody will be the first one to barge towards A side. It's completely empty. There's just smokes there that is stopping them from taking complete side control, but nothing else. No one is over there to stop them from planting the spike. Bloody will be the first one to get the contact. Takes Fade Hacks down, cleaning out all the barriers that is there to stop them. Trick
Spike planted.
rising up with the Spectre, taking another player down on the side of Team Perfectionist, and the third one. Venom will use the Sheriff to deal at least a little bit of damage. Will be able to take only one down. HSN only has a Sheriff to work with, and three enemies heavily injured and will be gone down as well.
Yeah, not a lot to talk about in this one. Envious, they had the veteran weaponry simply to work with. Behind the smokes, they pushed out. Perfectionist forced to back off, and in the post plant, they just managed to secure two frags. So that's maybe something that you can work with, but you don't really worry about it too much. The map's just beginning. Envious up to 1, but now Perfectionist, they're gonna have full rifles to work with this time around, so they're gonna look to answer back as we head into the fourth of the second semi-finals of IGEN Revival Series.
Yeah, Envious are not feeling very confident. Even if they are, they're playing it really smartly. They're not taking things too harsh. They're taking it all slow. Bloody expecting the utility where it always is, destroys it. But this time Perfectionists know that they are making their move towards A side, and Venom will be the first one to take Bloody down. The Stranger trying to pick up orbs, as many as he can, because Rolling Thunder is exactly what they need to just stun the players towards A side, because there's a lot of Killjoy utility there as well. But HSN is holding a very cheeky angle, and it could cost Darky a lot to just land in his crosshair. Gets the information.
The paint shell is going to keep him at bay for the time being, but Stranger finally making some progress over towards Arcade, and Allen prepared for it. Stranger falls. That's gonna put 2 on the tally for Perfectionists, although Allen has been tagged down quite a lot, but Smiley is just present to help him out as well. Beast should get spotted out by the turret, leaving only Darky's position to be unknown, but this should go the way of Perfectionists, as there are 9 seconds left on the clock. The spike is down as well.
I mean, I don't understand why Envious is playing so slow. Like, we have seen him play this way. This is exactly how they play. They take their sweet time, they strategize comfortably in their base, and then they make their move. But this time, I don't think it's working out for them because Team Perfectionists, like you said, they have two duelists and they are showing all the aggression that they need to play this map in the right way. This is exactly how you should be playing Fracture if you're in defense. But Team Envious, again, they are attackers at the end of the day, and I think they need a little bit more aggression than this. They're wasting too much time just overcooking every single strategy. And look, once again, is Smiley and Paid Hex. They're just looking so aggressive on the back of a stim beacon, that too. But backside is completely empty. They're making their way towards the dish. Team Envious are inside A, which is completely empty. Team Perfectionists have pushed all the way in their side, but the sides are completely open to take. USQ using as much utility as he can to deal some damage, but it will not prevent the spike from being planted. Orbital strike coming into play and will take HSN down as well. That was an insane use of utility. They have the man advantage right now when Bloody in a very crucial angle will not be able to deal any damage. A lot of presence towards Dish.
All four of the players are going to eventually drop down as Beast is going to be the first point of defense. He too shall leave only 3 behind for either of those teams, but Alan, he's finally converting the MVP for his team, showing up big time as he takes 2 to his name. Smiley's hopped on the defuse, and Envious, they're just not expecting this whatsoever, but Darky and Stranger, just by half a second they make this work. If the smoke had stayed up for almost a second, Darky, he wouldn't have known that the defuse was coming in, and Envious around almost lost, but around miraculously taken back as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think they knew that the spike was being diffused, but they just thought that it has to be a fake. They were throwing seizes to pause the diffuse, but yeah, they needed to do more than that. And if they had missed it by a second, they'd probably lose this round as well. But good round from Team Envious. They have good weapons and they will want to double down on this win and create a streak. Raki has a lot of information to work with, but it will not do him any good. HSN's launcher coming into the play will be denied by Beast right away. USQ is right there to trade off his teammate, bringing the score to a balancer. It's a 3v3. Trick is a little bit low on the HP. Bloody has his finger guns out, take USQ away, and another one down as well with him. It's just Killjoy alone, and he will be taken down as well.
Finger Gun's a nice name. Never heard that one before,
Yeah,
but
I cannot take Neon and Gecko seriously. I'm so sorry.
well, Bloody is, and it's really working out for his team so far. You can't really complain about it. 3 kills this time around. The MVP for either of these teams, they are performing, but of course Envious leading the charge by 2 rounds so far, and now I believe Team Perfectionist economy has gone down to shambles as well, as they're all forced down to pistols. And Envious, although a pretty tied up start to Fracture, they're finally starting to find their rhythm. This time around, playing rather slow. All 5 of the players still over towards CT, just maybe hoping that someone from the side of Perfectionists pushes out to them. But Perfectionists, they're playing a gamble. They've left A site all open for Envious to take, and I believe Envious, they're gonna go for it. Perfectionists are gonna have to play for a 5-on-5 retake, but Smiley is gonna move back already, force maybe pull out some smokes, and now he's heard the players enter into the site. The call-out's been given away, and the fight shall begin.
Yeah, A side is completely open for taking, and they will be allowed to plant their spike as well. I think it was the right move from Team Perfectionist, because Team Envious typically like to hit B, but this time they had a change of mind. But all 5 Perfectionists are allowed to retake the side. Stun coming into the play, but Stranger and Beast are right there to deny them the side retake. Trades showering from all directions. Just one Raze alone alive against 3 members of Team Envious. HSN in a very difficult spot and will be removed from the picture by Bloody. 5th round on the scoreboard for Team Envious. They are looking good. I mean, they have really quickly bounced back into the game because they looked a tad bit uncomfortable in the initial few rounds, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong with them, because it's their own map pick. They should look better than this, especially on pistol, because we have seen how good Envious are with their sheriffs and their ghosts. But they have their mojo back, and Team Perfectionists will need to be more careful. I think they need to play a bit more passive, but that is not what Paid has planned to do. He has the big gun out, and he's looking like he's gonna take an aggressive fight, and this is exactly what he's doing. will try to peek that angle. Could have landed a very crucial kill, but it's Darky who will land a massive hit on their economy and on their lineup as well.
Yeah, now B side is up for their taking. Of course, there's a bit of utility available from the side of KJ, but it won't be able to convert anything. Smiley's Molotov, though, on the contrary, provides Perfectionists with a kill. The spike yet to go down as Envious, they're scrambling out a little bit. Darky forced to push up a little and plant at a bit of an unorthodox positioning, and the Rolling Thunder going to make things a bit more difficult for them as Smiley puts the orbital strike down right behind it. The positioning was perfect, and now Stranger 40 HP to work with. He's gonna have to regain control of the spike as well, and he walks right into the aftershock. Oh, this is not going good. Perfectionist's abilities are just on point this time around. They've secured 3 kills behind it, but so is Beast's aim as he gets 3. Bloody going to find the final 2 as well, and Envious, what looked like a round for sure which had been taken away from them, they yet again turned the tides.
The utility kills in this round were insane. I kind of lost track. I was like, what is even happening? The orbital strike, breaches ult and everything. This is insane, but look at Beast's aim. I think he has been practicing a lot recently. Popping heads just like that. But Team Perfectionists, they don't have a lot of money anymore to work with half armors and marshals and stingers. This time, a lot of manpower towards A side. This side, the team Envious are planning to hit. It seems like Darky trying to gather some information with shoulder peaks, and Bloody will be the one to get first kill against Alan. Team Perfectionists are aware that Envious are making their way towards A side, and they are prepared for it. USQ right there on the tower. Or will add to the information. Flash on the back of a flash. They will try to push in, but Paydax is right there to deny them any entry. USQ doubles down on that, gets the kill. There is one under the heaven already. Bloody tries to get this kill, but it will be Stranger who will take HSN down.
One enemy remaining.
We're in very familiar territory right now. Envious, they've been down 2 versus 4 at least twice at this point, and they've managed to convert though both of those rounds. This time around though, it's Trick, the man who was absolutely gorgeous in the first quarterfinals, up against 2, tagged down to 68. Perfectionist playing this one rather smart. He baits out the spike, and gets the timing absolutely perfect onto Smiley, leaving this a 1v1, and he spots USQ out as well, but this time around USQ is going to deny Trick the clutch as Perfectionist, after a short drought, finally secure their third.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a misinformation there. I think he had a call that the last enemy was towards Tish, and I think he was aiming over there. And the timing just really messed him up because he also had the better weapon, but USQ, he was looking really good with that Sheriff. He also had an ultimate to work with, which I think he was planning to use post-plant, which is the right move to do, but he was not able to get the spike down. Paid Hex once again going aggressive with his operator, but this time Bloody is looking really aggressive on that Neon. Will he be able to get any kill? Fairy's utility also coming into the play as well. Beast denies him once again, takes the second one with him as well, and Bloody helping his teammate with the Carnage. Ellen is right there to deal a little bit of damage against the enemy, but not much though, because Team Perfectionists are only down to 2 players, whereas Team Envious have complete side control. And Ellen, however, continuing his rampage, takes another one down, leaving USQ alone in a clutch situation. He has the utility to work with as well, but will not be allowed to do anything with that because Trick is right there to wrap up this round in the favor of Team Envious.
Yep. So far so good. Envious then. He has sure when Bloody had pushed up.
Yeah, and it seems that Team Envious are once again going back to their passive and then aggressive strategy. They're just taking it really slow. Team Perfectionists on the other, and I think they're going for just quickly rotate towards the other side whenever you have a call out a strategy, because there's 4 members of Team Perfectionists present on A side. It could cost Team Envious a lot if they do try to end the side. However, they don't have really good weapons to do any damage. Would fail to get any information. With the boom bot bloody just dashing into the side, gets one kill against USQ. The smokes will try to block off all the members of Team Perfection as they have complete side control. Should be good to good to plant the spike as well.
You should run. Spike planted.
Lockdown is going to be just a cherry on top of the pain that Perfectionists are already facing as 3 of their players have fallen. Fade hacks is only good for 1, gets denied anything afterwards. Alan and MVP. Need to she'll fall after securing a single kill. Envious starting to form a dominant scoreline here over towards the end of the first half. With only 1 round to go, they're sitting with a 5-round lead already. This is not looking too great for Perfectionists, I'll be very honest with you. They're gonna have to do something miraculous, but again, they have a W this setup, so that could is probably going to be a better side for them, but you're gonna have to wait and find out how exactly that one plays. But still, 1 more round to go. It could mean a lot of things for Perfectionists as they are gonna look to mount a comeback in the second half.
Yeah, once again, Bloody just running off towards the side. He's not scared of anyone. He looks like an animal today, absolutely, with that Vandal. Tries to gain control of the tower, even though there's a smoke there. And if he tries to push through that smoke, it will cost him a lot, and that is exactly what happens. Alan is right there to take him down, and he could be good for a second one as well. But Trick will deny him any kill. USP, however, will quickly trade his teammate off. It's a 3v3. Both teams have 1 player that is really low. Darky will be the one who will tilt the balance off. Deals a lot of damage though.
This is a very familiar situation. 2 players of Envious tagged down by quite a lot. This is exactly what we saw in the pistol round, though this time around Envious, they have rifles to work with. They have great positioning as well. Has them all set up a crossfire. Darky peeks out first and is going to be the one that takes the final 2 players of Perfectionists down as well. As Envious, they make sure that Perfectionists are sitting back with a 6-round deficit, and they're going to have a good cushion of comfort to work with in the second half. This pistol round is going to be of very importance to Team Perfectionists especially. Ooh,
Yeah,
this time around it's
Beast with
Beast
13 kills. Yes, I think I also noticed that everyone on Team Envious, they are really good with their aims. They play when they're needed to. They're really good at their agents. They don't have just 1 star player. Like Trick, definitely, he does the job for them. He does those entries for them. But again, look at their scoreboard. Everyone is doing well. Stranger even with his utility, with his ult and with his flashes. Very well timed flashes. Darky with the intel gathering, but Beast is looking really good today with those clutches, multi kills. The way he just changed them together, incredible. But Team Perfectionists will want to win this round because this is the one. The pistol round is where it all begins. They need this one if they want to bounce back into this game. That is Team Envious's map pick, and they will look really comfortable on defense as well. Fade Hacks, however, has activated his dash. Is hoping to get side entry. Kills through the smoke. Trick headshot against HSN. Smokes will go down as well, but he's just right there on top of the heaven. Takes another one down. Smiley and Fade Hacks making their way into the side, dealing a lot of damage against the enemy team, bringing it to a 2v2. Spike will also go down as well.
Darky heard the Prowler connect on the Smiley, but the afterthought forcing him back a little bit. The fault line gonna keep him at bay just a little longer as he has the haunt available as well. I'm going to peek out behind it. The stun going to help them a little bit, but the flash is going to add into the pain of Envious as Darky too shall end up falling. The Molotov going to make sure that Bloody, he doesn't have a lot of space to work with. Smiley has been spotted. He's tagged down quite a lot as well, so this jiggle couldn't exactly be the best thing for him. But Perfectionists, they have a lot of time to work with, and this seems like a done deal. And there it is, the 4th round secured, and Team Perfectionists strike first in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, good try from Team Envious. I like how their defense looked, but Team Perfectionist post plant was actually perfect. The way the 2 of them were playing the side, kills on the back of a flash, incredible coordination, and I don't know what this was though.
Perfectionists, they have great abilities. They seem to be struggling a lot more in the first half with just the aggression that Envious were showing this time around. Now that we have, of course, with sides, Team Perfectionists, they're gonna have some sort of pacing of their own that they can control the map with. Because Envious, they are a methodical team. They don't like to go out. They're not as much of an in-your-face kind of a team as the rest of the
Yeah, that is
experienced
true.
ones.
And it seems that they have left sides open as well. They're playing with a really unique strategy here, dish control and arcade control. They have planned to just give up control of the side, and B side will be the one that will be given up. They have to have some sort of a plan. They only have sheriffs to work with, but there has to be something in plan here.
5-on-5 for the retake. Only pistols in the hands of Envious. They're gonna look to deal as much damage as it potentially can on Team Perfectionist's economy. Still though, they don't have a lot of time to work with. Darky draws first blood, Bait hacks, and the rest of the crew answers straight back. Stranger is gonna get one more, but they just don't have enough time to work with. Both the remaining players tagged down quite a lot as well, and Frick shall fall as Venom goes down to the spike. And Perfectionists, they secure the 5th, but this is where Envious, they're gonna look to turn things around. They're gonna have rifles to work with, and they only are just 4 rounds away from securing the map 1 in the second grand finals.
Yeah, and if you look at it, Team Envious have a really annoying lineup to play defense. They have Breach, they have Neon. They can be pain in the back if you know how to play these two together correctly. So it should be comparatively easier for Team Envious to just bounce back from here on out, because they will have better weapons to work with. But Team Perfectionist, their attack is impeccable. It's insane how they just dash into the side. They're not scared of anyone. They're completely playing aim reliant with really good coordination. And once again, Team Envious, they're playing really aggressively towards B side. Team Perfectionist, on the other hand, just pushing into the side on the back of a smoke. But there's 2 players playing really aggressive positions over here. Beast will be the one, however, to back first 2 kills. Trick doubles down on that Bloody. He's right there to help his teammates back those kills, and Stranger will be the one to wrap up the round, the 10th round, in favor of Team Envious. The team play from Team Envious was incredible in this one.
Yeah, and I have to give props to Beast. Although he's playing a controller, he was the MVP at the end of the first half as well. Yet again, finding the initial frags for his team as he played the aggressive corner over towards main, found 2. He was looking for the 3rd as well, but Drake couldn't help him out. No harm, no foul for his team done. As he secured the 10th, and Perfectionists, now it's going to be much more of an equal matchup in terms of the arsenal available for them. And this time around, they're going to have sort of a split approach, as 2 players are headed towards Satellite, while the rest of the 3 are present over towards A main, but they're going to get met with some aggression of their own. With Bloody, as soon as you spotted someone out, they decided to go against it and back off. And now Perfectionists, they're scrambled a little bit, as they definitely heard the players of Envious pushing out. They're gonna have to take their time. They're gonna worry about the flank as well, as Drake starts to move up a little bit over towards Satellite, deals a bit of damage, but has taken quite more as well. Eventually, though, will end up finding the kill.
Yeah, like you said, Team Perfectionists are kind of just scattered all across the map, and it could spell disaster for them because of the position of Bloody. He has a lot of map control at this point. Darky also has too much information to work with. Smiley, however, has punished Beast for over pushing. Both of the sides are still under the control of Team Envious, but Team Perfectionists will have to make their move, and they'll have to make it quick because they have 47 seconds left on the clock, and they'll need to start prepping to hit one of the sides. I think they're making their way towards A, which is completely locked down by Killjoy's utility, and 2 players are also there. Bloody, however, is wrapping up all the way from B. Will be able to get the kill. No, will deal a lot of damage. Will push back, will go back for it, and remove Smiley from the picture. Crick has a lot of information to work with, hiding in a cheeky smoke.
Time's perfect. Bayhack fall. They do get the trade, but the flash from Stranger is going to be the final dagger, as Envious confirmed their 11th, and they played this round very great intellectually. The early aggression from B main just sort of forced Perfectionists to scratch their head a little bit about what they want to do, because of course at that point they were worried about whether or not Envious are just gonna straight up push them out from behind, or are they just sort of gambling around as well. But Envious now sitting only 2 rounds away from securing the first map, and it's not looking great for Perfectionists as their economy is in shambles.
Yeah, once again, Bloody just into the enemy's territory and going back after gathering the information. Same old strategy, but this time Team Perfectionists are making their way towards B from Arcade. Bloody, however, all of a sudden has tower control as well. This guy is incredible, but Daki is the one to get 2 kills early on in the round. Smiley, however, making up for the loss, taking 2 of their down, bringing it back to 3v3. Bloody is right there on the tower to take 2 down, and the third one will be Trick's kill, putting 12 on the board for Team Envious.
Yeah, it definitely does seem like that. And that was a comfortable win for Envious rather. They didn't allow the spike to go down as well. They just knew that Perfectionists, they didn't have anything whatsoever to work with in terms of utility and weaponry. So they capitalized on it and made it work. Now Perfectionists max against their wall. They're gonna have to go all out and make no mistake whatsoever if they want to push us to overtime. But Envious, they're looking extremely good. I'm not sure if they can pull this one off, but it's warriors that can make wonders happen. And right now, Bloody, he's the warrior that's gonna kick things off in the potentially what could be the final round as well of the first map. But Perfectionists, they have other ideas. They've taken 2 to the name as they look to head into the site. HSN tagged down by quite a lot, but the orbital strike could make things all the more difficult for him. Eventually manages to go out as well. The spike yet to go down, as all of the players of Envious are going to stack together, and the lockdown online for them as well. But 2 players for Perfectionists have fallen, leaving Allen all alone alongside Paid Hacks, but both of them are going to go down as well. And Envious with an extremely comfortable win on the first map.
Yeah, what a win from Team Envious actually. I mean, I was expecting them to be really comfortable on their own map pick. They had a little bit of a difficult time, but it was a pretty smooth team. Good try from Team Perfectionists. I could tell that they were trying really hard. They were trying really best to figure out exactly how Team Envious is playing, and I think they had figured them out as well at the end of the game, but it was just too late. By the time they hit Arcade and tried to get that side control, I think it was just too late to do anything at that point.
Yeah, we talked about how Envious, they looked like they were struggling a little bit in the quarterfinals on Fracture, but this time around, not so much the case. But enough with that. We're going to talk a little bit about the Fracture's scoreboard later down the line. But before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
To make this all possible for me, my friends at Zah Computers hooked me up with all kinds of monitors. Ultra high-res 4K monitors, gaming monitors, ultra-wide monitors, you name it, they sent it over. So once you're done watching this video, click on the link in the description, hook yourself up with a brand new monitor. These guys provide great service and are super professional. I myself purchased 2 monitors. The one behind me is an ultra-wide 38-inch monitor that I got for myself. It's pretty color accurate. I do most of my work on it. There's another 4K that I bought and I'm very happy with the service. So go check them out.
चलो भाई किसी पे नहीं करना मेरी कॉल पे करना
राजो आएंगे तो मैं बता रहा हूं नहीं आएंगे
नथिंग हां स्लो खेलना तो मस्त हां आने दे गुड शिट
अरे वेट
कितने
तीन
बाइक गिरा
साइड इन एक सोने
स्टैंड प्लांट पे स्टैंड
हाँ आजा आजा
केजे 40
क्या बोलेगा
पैर
दे।
पैर गलत कर रहा है
स्टैंड करना था ना
हाँ,
आड़िया का
आपने
स्मोक कर
आपने
दिया
स्पैम करना
ठीक है
वेट निकाल
हेड बैठ
एक टावर
लोडिंग को आउट हो गया आसिफ मैंने आउट हो गया
टावर
अरे फुल ब्लेड ब्रो
मैं उसको भी लो किया था 114 दिया उसको 100 टैग दिया
अंडर क्यों फ्रीज को मैंने मारा है
Welcome back to IGEN Revival Series, guys, powered by Zah Computers and partnered with GamePoint, RBTech, and Coinmooner. We just saw first game on map fracture go down between Team Mystic and Team Envious. I think I'm kind of still hooked up on the last day's match, Joseph.
Oh yeah, I mean it was absolutely crazy one, but yeah, the first map of the second semi-finals between Team Envious and Team Perfectionists come to a conclusion with a very satisfying scoreline for Envious, 13-5, their own map pick. They're definitely gonna be happy with this one.
Yeah, and they looked so comfortable winning this one as well. I mean, initially things got a little bit dicey, but I honestly had higher hopes from Team Perfectionists. Like I always talk about Paid Hacks and HSN and their storied history in the FPS genre. But I think they were lacking in a lot of areas against the veterans of Team Mystic. For example, they were being too aggressive when they should have spent some time just strategizing that how to counter Team Envious's aggression. But they did not. Even on attack, they just instantly went with let's just aggress the enemy. Let's just push into the side. Whereas I think they should have just paused and taken a breather. But let's take a look at the firepower. Let's take a look at how exactly they did with their aims, which I think Beast would definitely be leading the chart on the side of Team MBS, and that is exactly the case. 18 kills for Beast and 18 for Beast Bloody as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, Beast's playing a controller while Bloody is on a duel. There's nothing to take away from Bloody. He has been absolutely phenomenal in the quarterfinals as well, and of course in the semi-finals, 18-3, 260 ACS. It's just absolutely magnificent. But Beast on the controller, the man has been an absolute beast, quite literally, and unironically as well. You know, living up to his own name. 18-2 scoreline, 310 ACS. So, but on the other hand, Perfectionists, they just have been struggling overall. And as you said, there were quite a lot of things that you can put a finger on and say that they struggled a little bit. But yeah, as you said, they tried getting a bit too aggressive. But I think that sort of was the idea when they were locking the double duelist agent composition in, but it just didn't work out for them whatsoever.
I think they wanted to do exactly what NBS was doing when they were on defense, pushing into the side and then going back. But I think they missed the part where you go back into the side. They just pushed too much. They were into the defenders, attackers' spawn when they were playing on defense. Whereas we saw how nicely and how smartly Bloody was playing his aggression on the side of defense. He was pushing into the attackers' spawn and then he was coming back with both of his teammates alive. They lost a lot of manpower early on in the round, and I think that is one of the mistakes that Team Perfectionists made. The fact that they did not have enough aimers on their team today. Alan showed up on the server. He was popping off at some points, but I think the bottom three, they needed to rise up and they needed to add more to the kill board today.
Yeah, they definitely did. But we're done with the first map. Of course, Team Perfectionists. The next one up is Ascent. It is their own map pick. They're gonna have reset. They're gonna have to reset their mental. And we know for a fact, their mental game is quite strong, as we saw in the comms video in the quarterfinals on Pearl. So I'm expecting that they can have a mental reset. But of course, they are up against Team Envious, a very strong opponent. And Team Envious, they've proven their mettle from time to time. And this could very much be a 2-0, but of course it is Team Perfectionist map pick. They have very fabulous players that have individual capabilities as well, and they showed that in this map as well. They just sort of lacked the team play, and I think that's where Team Envious mostly outplayed them.
Yeah, and I think it also seems like Team Envious had done their warm-up. Like I said, that it seems like Beast has been practicing a lot because his aim looked really good. So it could also be possible that Team Perfectionists are just starting out. Maybe next map will be their map. And I do hope that it is their map. I'm looking forward to both of these teams on Pearl, because both of these teams, I think, would struggle a little bit on this map. But let's see what goes down in this one. Right now, we're seeing Paid Hacks on his signature jet, and Alan going with the same initiator pick. Smiley will not budge away from his Omen. HSN Killjoy, we have seen HSN on Killjoy. He's incredible with his support. USQ will be going with the initiator as well. Once again, coming in of Team Perfectionist is a double initiator setup. I think they look pretty good with their roster.
Yeah, they do, and I think we pretty much have a mirror matchup here yet again. So Ascent, the same storyline has been going on across the whole playoffs for this tournament. But HSN going to move back to the Killjoy. The last game was quite a bit disappointing from him. He only had 5 kills in 16 deaths. So I think he's going to have to show up. Although the whole of his team was actually struggling quite a lot in the kills department, but. I'm just expecting a bit more from him. You know, he is one of the star players of the team.
Yes, definitely. But I think today we'll have to keep our eyes out for Paid Hex and Trick, because both of these players have proven their mettle on this map. Specifically, both of them have proven that what type of aggression you need to take control of the maps, especially when you're playing on attack. Right now, Team Perfectionists are starting out as attackers, and I'm glad that they are not showing aggression right away into the map. They're taking it slow. Paid Hex, however, will likely pick first duel with Stranger, who is playing really forward with a Frenzy. On KO does not have information as well, but he probably has heard Paid Hex is jumping over there. Will deal a little bit of damage, but nothing more than that. He has support from Omen as well. We'll ask him to just, bro, come back, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah. Bro, we gotta win, man. But hey,
I like
for
he
Team
actually
Perfection,
just came in and picked him up. KO was just like walked behind him and was like, come back, bro.
yeah, we're playing a semi-finals, bro. Gotta play serious, man. But Team Perfectionists, they're taking their sweet time with this one. They were playing sort of a default setup, but now all of them are gonna move over towards a main. No damage dealt whatsoever onto their side, I believe. A little done on Paid Hacks, but eventually they're going to go in, and it is, of course, Paid Hacks that's leading the charge. Sadly, though, he will end up falling by his counterpart as Trick gets 3. Beast going to follow up as well, leaving only HSN behind, and I don't think he's going to be able to do much, especially with the spike down right in the middle of the site, and Stranger just still anticipating his positioning. The timing, never mind, the timing doesn't exactly matter. Oh, he is going to be able to get 1, but Trick with a 4K, and we know this man can be deadly, giving him so many kills early on, giving him the extra confidence boost. That could prove to be really deadly in the long run.
See, now this is the type of a round where you could say that Envious won because they were good, not because Perfectionists were making mistake, because I think that was a pretty good crunch from Team Perfectionists. They planned everything. The smokes were well executed as well. They had a lot of information to work with too. But Trick, he was insane this round. The way he just popped those heads, and then Bloody was just right there to support his teammate. I don't think Team Perfectionists could do anything to bounce back from that. But this time, HSN will lay down his turret to gather some early information. Will not be able to do that, but Paid Hacks, look at him. He has already got an opening kill against Trick. A little bit of diff coming in early on. Daki, however, will bring out the balancer against HSN, and Daki is on a rampage. Gets the another one as well. Look at how crisp that was. We are down to 3 versus 3. This could go either way, but I think Team Perfectionists needed more, and they will try to do more. Paid Hacks will be the one to remove Stranger from the picture. But Envious are still in the game, and they have 1 side for each player.
They do, but not sure how exactly this is going to play out at this point. Team Perfectionists, they're looking really good for this one. Although they lost the pistol, it seems like they're going to be able to convert. But still, Envious, they've made wondrous rounds work. And they potentially can close this as well. Still, though, it is going to be Bloody that's holding the B side down all on his own. Gets 2, gets 3 as well. And although a very valiant effort from Perfectionists, it just seems like Bloody didn't even break a sweat to clean them all out. And a rather quick 2-0 to kick things off here. Team Perfectionists, their own map pick, and they're off to a slow start. But getting 3 kills in this round, it's definitely gonna give them something okay. You know, they could almost, secured the eco as well, and I think it would have been very nice. They're only in the beginning of the map. They're gonna have a lot of chances to take the lead here.
Yeah, I can't get enough of those headshots with the pistols though. They were both one-upping each other. But Team Perfectionist will try to win this round because they have the weapons this time, they have the utility this time, and they will want to bring up the balance on the board. They will want to bounce back into this game right. They don't have the advantage. Team Envious are the one with the map advantage. They're not worried about anything. They'll take it slow. And this is exactly what Team Envious are doing. Unlike how they were playing on Fracture, how they were playing their defense on Fracture, this time they're really calm, they're really passive. But I think Bloody and Daki have really bad ideas and they're executing them. They're going forward, but it will not cost them anything because Bloody is feeling himself, gets 2 down early in the round. And Team Perfectionists, they're probably really worried right now. They don't know what to do at this point.
Down as well, and Envious, they're aware about it. Darky gonna take one more away, and ooh, Stranger. Eventually he does end up falling, but Darky is present for the trade. Yet again, leaving Smiley all alone, and ooh, Darky just turns away as soon as Smiley is peeking at the Darky. He's sensing something. The Spidey senses are tingling. But the smoke should give him confirmation as Smiley has been tagged down to 30 HP. Darky can quickly reload and get the timing right as it's a 3k for him and a third round on board for Envious.
Yeah, it was a bit of a risky move from Team Envious, but I think it was worth the risk because I think their confidence right now is shooting through the roof. They needed those early round kills, not 1 but 2. I was pretty scared for Bloody in all honesty because I thought Perfectionists will try really hard to win this one, and I think they did their best. They were holding those angles, but at the end of the day, the one with the better aim will come out on the top, and it seemed like Daki was the one with the better aim at that point. Perfectionist economy is in shambles right now. Trick, on the other hand, has the expensive gun. He has the operator all equipped. Beast opens the kill. Alan trades him off. The Stranger is right there to take down the enemies who only are equipped with Sheriff. This is a disaster for Team Perfectionist. They are down to 2 players, but again, they did not have the weapons to answer back. Smiley, however, he has a Stinger that has the potential to do some damage, but Bloody will not allow that. Fourth on the board.
So comfortable, yeah. 4 in a row for Envious. They're off to a very strong start. Perfectionists, they've shown signs of life, especially in those eco rounds as well, but nothing secured just yet. But again, we're only in the beginning. Bloody's yet to go down. Guy is running around 6-0. If done mathematically, that KD stacks up to an infinity. Yeah, that's crazy. But Beast after a good start, Alan follows up. He did get 2, but all of the players with Perfectionists, I'm not sure if they miscommunicated there or what was going through their head, but all of them just peeked out through the one-way smoke and straight into their graves. Now, the Jet for Envy is forced to back off as Beast yet again pushed up over towards a main where his counterpart awaits across this wall. He's gonna peek out behind the flash and ends up going down himself. Smiley tagged down to 28 HP, but Stranger eventually will be good for the trade. 4-on-4 as Perfectionists look to enter into the A side. The spike is still very much far away, although they have gotten some space to work with behind USQ's kill. It will get traded out. Stranger spotted Venom out, but it's going to be Alan that gets the best of him as we're all tied up 2-2 in terms of manpower. And the spike yet to go down. Darky spotted out as well, but it's not good enough as he gets 1. Trades yet again efficient, but it's all down to the KJs for their respective teams. And Bloody yet again just bloody good in the clutches situations as Envious secure their 5th.
Once again, it was a very disciplined hit from Team Perfectionist. They were perfectly split up between A short and A main. But still, I don't know, Team Envious, they're just really good with their defense. You really can't do anything against them. Their utilities are so well timed. They're always there to support each other, always there to trade off their teammates. Just look at this one. Smiley took down Beast and then a Stranger was just right there to trade off his teammate. I don't know how do you win against a team like that. Perfectionists, however, they're not giving up. They're trying their best. I can just tell from the way they're playing. They are cooking up those strategies, but it's just not enough against Team Envious. Clean 5-0 lead for Team Envious this time. However, Perfectionists are making their way towards B side, and Fade Hex had his blood. Storm has his nice out as well, but will be taken out by Trick's operator. Daki has pulled out the cringe weapon again. Trick showing so much aggression, leaving Sova alone against 4 enemies.
This is not working out so great. We've talked about how good the Odin can be, and well, Darky, he's proving it. As Envious yet again going flawless so far, and Perfectionists, this is their own map pick, but it just seems like it is actually Envious's kingdom, and they're not letting their reign fall apart so far. But Perfectionists, this is going to be their prime time to take a round away. They have 4 ultimates online to work with. Economy built up enough to allow them to have rifles this time around as well. So this is going to be the round where Perfectionists, they must turn things around. Envious, of course, they have a lot of stuff available to counter it, but it doesn't get a lot better than this if you're Perfectionists.
Yeah, once again, Envious playing the same way that they always do. The A-main duo with the one-way smoke and B-main aggression. Daki just gathering information with the drone on mid, and another one-way, but it will not benefit a stranger. Even Fade Hacks will actually make use of that one-way, get the kill. Venom is right there to trade off. Fade Hack continuing his rampage, going into the side. Envious are only down to 2 players, and this defense, this retake will not be an easy one. HSN is right there on the mid, and Daki has an Odin to work with, which can be feast or famine. It can be really deadly, but it can also cost him. Right now, Beast has made it a tad bit easier to retake A side, taking HSN down.
Both of the final players, they have their ultimates to work with as well, but one of them gets eliminated, and so goes down the Hunter's Fury. Now Bloody up against 3. The lockdown available to utilize as well, but he wants to find at least a kill before he puts anything down. Gets 1 to his name, doesn't have a lot of time to work with, so he's gonna have to move quick. There's the second as well, only 4 bullets to go. Out with the shorty, but won't be able to find the final kill. A valiant effort, but finally Team Perfectionists, they secure their first.
But it wasn't easy for Team Perfectionists. They looked really dicey. They looked out of sorts. But yeah, good effort. They needed this round to bounce back into the game. And it seems like they are in the game. They have the money to buy better weapons. And I think this round also helps them figure out where to hit Team Envious and what's their weak spot. And it seems like that mid and A seems to be their weak spot. But B will be the side that they're planning to hit, where Bloody is playing a really aggressive angle. His utility is all in place as well. Daki's Hunter's Fury coming into the play, pushing the enemies back from B. Omen will TP towards the other side. On the back of Jet Smoke, they will try to get side control. Paydax is the hero player here, gets 2 kills. Knows that there's one on the boathouse as well. Will be able to take him down, but no. Beast will punish him for showing so much aggression. Perfectionists looked really good in this round. Just the aggression was impeccable.
It surely was, and as you said, you know, they sort of found the weak spots of Envious, but this time around, you know, they decided to change things up a little bit, head towards the B side and sort of catch Envious off guard. Envious probably were expecting Perfectionists to do something similar that they did in the first round that they won, but again, they teams, and this time around they did this. Were the second round behind it, and now Envious, they're going to be sort of guessing what the upcoming strategy is going to be for Team Perfectionists.
Yeah, and Team Envious still have Killjoy's lockdown available to work with, so they will try to save it. But Bloody, he does not care. He's showing too much aggression. He's showing too much power, but will be punished for that by paid hacks. Drone has been flashed out, but Team Perfectionists, they don't care. They're pushing right into the side. Daki will punish them for showing so much aggression with his Odin. HSN pairs off his teammate, but Envious are only down to 3 players, but they should be enough.
Ooh. A few of these shots, but will end up eventually getting the kill.
Omen is alone on the side of Team Envious. He has the weapon, he has the utility, but it's going to be really difficult to clutch out this round, but we will not put it past. Beast gets 1, gets the second one as well, and clutches the big one for Team Envious. They desperately needed this round to show that they're still in the game. They still have the lead and the map advantage as well. They have put Perfectionists right back to from where they started, but this time they have 2 rounds to work with.
before. So good for these teams. They've definitely shown some good signs of life. Could really go either way. Team Perfectionists, they were off to a very slow start. They did lose the 7th one as well to a Beast clutch, but they almost had this one in the bag as well.
Perfectionists have split up between both sides. 3 towards A and 2 towards B. The spike, they're still carrying the spike, just weighing in just exactly where to hit. Darky's drone should reveal everything, but it will be destroyed not before they have the information that Killjoy is there. On the other hand, Beast and Stranger, they are the duo, the dynamic duo, have already taken 2 players down. Trick is also there to double down on the rampage. Venom, however, will only be able to deal a little bit of damage, just pushing into the enemy's territory. Stranger and Beast, they are not scared of anyone on the mid. Bloody will be the one to wrap up this round, putting 8th on the board for Team Envious Team Perfectionists. Things are not looking good for them. They have only been able to bag the 2 rounds, whereas Team Envious map control, that too being defenders, it's insane. It's incredible. I don't know what Team Perfectionists can do to bounce back into the map at this point.
I'm not really sure either. Honestly, this is a scoreline that's even deadlier than what we saw in the first map, and that was Envious's map pick. Of course, Team Perfection is struggling a bit more on their own. A bit surprising for me, but Envious, they have been extremely dominant in the quarterfinals, but it seems like in the semis, they're just not going easy on Team Perfectionists whatsoever, and that's how exactly competition should be played. Beast, yet again, the man who finds the first blood. Bloody follows up, Drake does the same, and eventually Beast is going to confirm his 3k in this round as well, as Envious look to put double digits on the board at the end of the first half. We're only 1 round away. Perfectionists, they're gonna have a full buy in this one. 3 ultimates online as well, but at this point it just seems like Envious have the perfect read on whatever Perfectionists intend on doing.
At this point, it feels like Perfection is just handing them the rounds on a silver platter. Like, why would you peek a one-way smoke? Why would you push through a one-way smoke when you know that Stranger and Beast have been there for the past couple of rounds? They keep landing the same smoke, and they're still not able to figure out their strategy, which I think is their own fault. Look at Trick here. He does not care. He's just pushing into mid, dashing into mid. He's not scared of anyone. Beast, on the other hand, is holding a very cheeky angle and will be rewarded for doing so. Gets 1 kill, opening the round for Team Envious. Pushing back into the side, which is a smart move here.
This is probably the most, or one of the most amount of first bloods that I've seen a controller player do, Beast. Even outmaneuvering Bloody at this point, and ooh, what a flick!
Oh man,
that is just absolutely great. And Perfectionist, I'm not even sure what to do, what to motivate them with. Ooh, Beast eventually does go down, but still 4 players alive for Envious. A lockdown available. This is the last round. Perfectionists are sort of desperate, and then their desperation shall increase as they have been located down as well. One of their players falls, and so does the second, as Envious head into the second half with an 8-round lead, only 3 away from securing the second spot in the grand finals and potentially going up against Team Mystic.
yeah, that would be one hell of a show to watch. Like I mentioned earlier, that if Team Envious qualifies, we'll have 2 invited teams up against each other, and by invited we mean that 10 of the best players in Pakistan that we have right now. But I'm not gonna write off Team Perfectionists just yet, because we have seen some incredible comebacks. But look at Bloody here, he already has 16 kills. Team Envious are looking stacked in the kills department, and everyone is just showing up on the server, and we have seen Bloody how he has been playing towards the A side with a Stranger. It's incredible how the both have been handling A side, just not letting enemies set foot inside. This time, however, Team Envious are making their way towards B side. Beast will be the first one to open the round on mid.
Behind the flash, the push in, looking to secure the pistol as well. HSN tagged down quite a lot, but still will be able to take Trick out. Bloody's Nano Swarm, good to trade for that trade as well. Darky going to further give Envious a man advantage to work with, as only 2 players remain. Smiley is going to take Darky out, but the things are just not going to be going in Perfectionist's favor as Envious secure their 11th. They're going to have better weaponry to work with in the 12th, potentially their 12th as well. And Perfectionists, this just pretty much seems done and dusted. If they end up losing this round, they're going to probably have to force into this one.
Yeah, look at Trick just dashing towards the stairs. It just seems like he's trying to win the race of the MVP, trying to add more kills to his board, because I feel like this game is done and dusted for Team Envious. Not because they have such a massive lead, but because they're just looking so good, and it seems like Perfectionist, they're just not trying that hard at this point, because everything is failing for them. Every single strategy that they try to do, it's just not working out. And if I were Perfectionist, I will not be feeling so good. Once again, just aggressively pushing towards the B side. Trick already has the control of the control room. Knows there's one player towards the stairs. Will try to deal damage. Will try to spam through the wall. Will convert it into the kill as well. B is open for business. Defenders all outside of B, and they have already wrapped up the round. I don't know what Team Envious are doing at this point. They're all looking so good.
I'm not really sure if we can really say anything about Team Perfectionist playing bad. It's just Team Envious. They never let go any round for free. Even the rounds that they lost, they made sure that they made Team Perfectionists fight for it. And now they're only sitting one round away from beating Team Perfectionists on their own map pick, potentially 13-2, and hence eliminating from the tournament as they head to the grand finals. Still though, they're gonna need to take one final round away. Allen, he wants to take this fight to its final limits, is going to be able to get one, but Bloody eventually will trade it out behind the flag. They head into the side. A one-on-one trade yet again goes through. Stranger alongside USQ both find one, and now it is all down to the Omen for Perfectionists up against 2. Beast is gonna hope onto the spike plant as well, and Smiley only has a Spectre to work with. This is not looking so great for him whatsoever. Beast just holding down the angle, and Smiley's just gonna walk right into his crosshair. Manages to dodge the bullets. A fake TP, and behind the smoke he's gonna look to enter into the side eventually, as Beast finally is trying to get up close a little bit. Smiley gets a weapon upgrade, but the clock is against him here as well. The paranoia gonna allow him to get close towards Darky, but Beast, he might just get the perfect timing. Not even necessary, as Darky is going to put the final kill on board, and Team Envious, they finalize their spot in the grand finals as well against Team Mystic.
Yeah, Team Mystic and Envious. I think a lot of people called it, but I was really hoping to see another OT or maybe 3 maps, because I'm all about the underdogs. Like, besides, what happened last stream, my prediction just completely went down the bin. But I was really hoping to see some more competition from Team Perfectionist. But I don't know how Team Envious won that. They were looking so good. Whatever Team Perfectionists were doing was just not working out. So I think we all kind of expected that after the first map. But we'll talk more about it and look at the comms as well right after this break.
एक रिक्वायरमेंट थी एक अच्छी डिसेंट स्क्रीन की जिस पे मैं अपना सारा काम कर सकूं और अपने ज़िंदगी की जमा पूंजी भी इस पे ना लगा दूं। लेकिन जब मैंने इंटरनेट पे प्राइसेस देखना शुरू की तो मैं रोने वाली हालत थी मेरी बेसिकली। अब इस डिप्रेशन से गुजरने के बाद मैंने फेसबुक पे पोस्ट डाली, अपने दोस्तों यारों से पूछा जाए। सरप्राइजिंगली मुझे इस पोस्ट पे एक नाम जो है ना वो मल्टीपल टाइम्स नज़र आया और वो नाम था ज़ा कंप्यूटर्स। अब जब मैं उनकी वेबसाइट पर गया तो मैंने ये चीज़ नोट की, मुझे ऐसा लगा कि जिस तरह प्राइसेस जो है ना वो इतनी कम है कि शायद ही कोई 2 नंबर माल ना हो। मैंने यही चेक कराने के लिए अपने दोस्तों को 2-3 इनको मैसेज किया जो ऑलरेडी उनसे ख़रीद चुके थे और उन्होंने मुझे कहा भाई हाँ 100% ओरिजिनल चीज़ है। तो अल्लाह का नाम लेके मैंने उनको मैसेज किया और उनका रिस्पॉन्स इतना पॉजिटिव था यार, मतलब मुझे इतनी खुशी हुई वो रिस्पॉन्स देख के। मैंने उनको ये कहा भाई मैं आपके साथ कोलैबोरेट करना चाहता हूँ, सिंपल सी बात है, ठीक है, क्योंकि मुझे आपकी चीज़ इतनी पसंद आई है। इस प्राइसेस में अगर ये चीज़ एक्चुअल इतनी अच्छी हुई ना तो आई एम
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
स्मोक ही नहीं है भाई, आपका स्मोक ही नहीं है
भाई स्मोक सेव कर सकता हूं मैं।
मैंने
हजार बार बताया, मेरे स्मोक है।
ड्रोन कर रहा हूं। लेफ्ट
साइड बैठा है।
मार्केट आउट
आउट हो जाए यार।
ये भी मेन हो सकता है।
नहीं यार, सीनियर हमेशा मरवाते हैं ये लोग मुझे कसम से।
भाई इस वुमेन को बताया 1000 बार
बकवास
स्मोक
सपोर्ट
करते हैं
इसको
पहले।
1000 बार
नहीं
समझाया
इसकी
सीधी
मार्केट
किया
में
अगर इसको पता नहीं
मार्केट
टसल
में
है,
कौन
इसको
सा सौदा
मार्केट
लेना है।
में
सेल करता है, बता भाई इनको।
सर की एम कर रही
बंदे
है।
बना दे यार,
एम कर रहा हूं भाई
बंदे
मैं।
बना दे।
सही तो एम कर रहा है।
नींद आ गई।
लेफ्ट है ना, डर की क्या देख रहे हैं?
डाकी पिक कर ले, डाकी
टीपी कर गया टीपी कर
नहीं किया नहीं किया टीपी शायद करिए शायद
कौन है?
नहीं
डाकी कौन है?
अब आ गया रिकॉन।
अल्लाह 20 किल के
करना
लिए जा
चाहिए
रहे
रिकॉन,
हैं। 20 किल के लिए जा रहे हैं।
20 तुम्हारे
20 मरेगा।
स्मोक में स्मोक नहीं है
चला जा अंदर। हाँ बस मौला
यही बैठा है।
भाई, मार देना निकल के।
आ गया।
चला गया लेन कुछ।
अबे
अरे
अरे
डाकी
भाई,
भाई,
अरे भाई।
डार्की भाई
डर की मार दे बंदा वो मार देगा।
कितना तड़प रहे हैं MVP के लिए।
I like how they were just going like, "Arey darky bhai." I don't know whether they were trolling or not, but this is actually me during my games. My friends are clutching. I'm like, "Arey bye." It was a great calm, by the way, hilarious, and I could tell that they were actually enjoying it. But there was a lot of chaos in the Discord server as well. But still, I liked how disciplined they were in the server. Like all of their strategies, they were on point. Nothing was chaotic. It was a contrasting image as compared to their Discord server.
Yeah, I mean, if you're winning 13-2, I think you can have some banter, or especially over towards the end of the map. You know, it's justified. And I think they were trolling Beast actually. I think Beast was up for 20 kills or something. I'm not 100% certain with what the scoreboard is just yet. We're gonna take a look at it in a little while. But a total dominant performance whatsoever. I mean, if your team mistake, I think you might be a little bit intimidated. But of course, both of the maps that they ended up winning against, I'd say a much rather stronger opponent. In terms of VRN, I think that they're looking extremely good as well to face off against Envious.
Yeah, I'm no longer going to take Team Mystic lightly because what I saw yesterday, it was honestly stuff of nightmares. It was scary the way they played. But in the skill level department, I think both of these Team Mystic and Team Envious, they are head to head, and it's going to be a close competition. We might even be able to see another OT or maybe all maps being played out. But I am personally really excited to see both of these invited teams go head to head against each other. But I'll give credit to Team Perfectionists for making so far into the game. It was not easy, especially considering that they won all their qualifiers game and only gave up one their seeding game against Team BR, and they were a strong contender. And I think Team Envious should wear this win with pride on their chest.
Yeah, they definitely should. But of course, we have to thank our partners for this tournament for making this tournament possible. It is the biggest tournament in Pakistan in terms of participation for Valorant. Of course, it's the IGEN Revival Series, powered by Zah Computers, partnered with RB Tech, GamePoint, and CoinMooner. But I believe we have our interview ready. It is going to be Beast joining us for the interview. Hello, Beast. Are you here?
Hello.
Hi, he's just resting. Rest आराम हो रहा है, मतलब है आसान था फीस, क्या लगा था तू ऐसी हो जाएगा. I know I talked to you off the server and you were like strategy होगी कि I go sleep, trick go kill. तो मतलब यही प्लान था.
प्लान तो यही था, मगर मैंने सोने नहीं दिया मुझे. बोले लगे भाई तुम मारो, हम सोएंगे आज. So I was like okay, let me do my job.
अच्छा, five duelists क्यों नहीं खेले? I saw Team Envious tweeted out. They were like 5 duelists खेलेंगे. तो
100 लाख नहीं कराया किसी ने.
अच्छा
100 लाख
अच्छा अगर फाइनल्स के लिए करवा दें तो करोगे?
We can see, we can see. Not sure, but we can see.
लेकिन
सामने
जी
हमारे
नहीं ना,
सारे
ये तो
सारे
फिर
दोस्त ही हैं.
सियासी बयान हुआ ये। लेकिन अब एक और आखिरी एक सवाल मेरा है कि अब जाहिर है सेमीफाइनल्स जीत लिया, अगला ओपोनेंट टीम मिस्टेक है, काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर्स हैं वहाँ पे भी, सेमी ग्रैंड फाइनल्स में जाते हुए क्या ख्याल आते हैं अभी?
We'll just give our best. बस नहीं बोलूँगा. सामने दोस्त हैं, सारे भाई हैं सारे के सारे. So वो भी अपने बेस्ट देंगे, हम भी अपने बेस्ट देंगे. Let's see who wins.
अच्छा, वैसे लग रहा है कि जो टीम मिस्टेक को जिस तरह खेलते हुए देखा था लास्ट गेम में वीआरएन के साथ, थोड़ा डर लग रहा है कि दे आर वर्दी कंपेटिटर्स या यू आर जस्ट गोइंग चिल आउट के जैसे खेलते हैं भाई वैसे ही खेलेंगे?
नहीं, जैसे खेलते हैं वैसे ही खेलेंगे. इसमें कोई एक्स्ट्रा प्रैक्टिस नहीं करेंगे ऑब्वियसली. But let's see.
ओए ये थोड़ा सा शायद छुट्टा की तरह लगे, लेकिन नहीं मजाक कर रहा हूँ. स्ट्रेटजी क्या ट्रिक गो के लिए होगी या इस दफ़ा कुछ है कि बराबरी का मुकाबला हम सारे एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं, प्रॉब्ली एक मैप थी भी दे देना, अगर ना भी हो रहा हो तो थोड़ा तो कुछ लंबा करो यार. अभी सिर्फ एक ही सीरीज गई है तीसरे मैप पे.
चलें देखते हैं.
अच्छा,
होपफुली नहीं जाएगा.
अच्छा,
But let's see.
अच्छा, we heard something in com that you said के sorry ट्रिक सेट के भाई 10-20 मिलाओगे ना तो एक ट्रिक का एम बनता है. ऐसा है क्या?
ऐसा है भाई, ऐसा है. मैं क्या करूँगा? ये जूमर्स
I
आजकल
think
के
you're all fans of trick. We are all fans of trick, but great talking to you, Beast, and great job as well. Very well played.
Thank
It
you.
was a fun game to watch, and I'm really glad that we finally had a match like that to watch today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Well, that was an interesting one. Of course, he agrees as well. If you have 10 beasts, it's only going to make one trick. And trick, although he wasn't at the top of the boards, I believe today, beast he was playing absolutely lights out. So if those kind of 10 beasts combine to make one trick, I'm excited to see what we have in store for the finals.
I think I'm more excited to see the partnership that we saw today between Beast and Stranger, especially towards A main. I really wanted to talk to you more about that, but I think he was in a hurry. He did not get time to sleep because they didn't let him sleep. So I was like, okay, let him sleep. But I do want to talk to you about the way they were handling his side, and it was really impressive. And it happened every single time, and it was kind of disastrous that Team Perfectionists were not able to figure it out. That, you know what, Beast and Stranger, they always come toward A main, and it always works out for them. It was incredible, and if they continue this type of play against Team Mystic, I think they have a higher chance of winning. But right now, look at this scoreboard: 21 kills on Bloody, 17 on Beast. Their scoreboard is looking stacked.
No, yeah, it absolutely is. Bloody with more than a 4 KD, Beast almost a 3 KD to his name as well. Darky above 2, Trick looking very good as well. Stranger was doing just his job, as you said, alongside Beast over towards A main. The sight lines all together, and it worked out absolutely perfect. On the side of Team Perfectionists, they struggled a little bit across the board. Alan, although he has a great ACS right now and one of the best players for Team Perfectionists to show up, the rest of the team sort of underwhelming performance from their side, and it shows on the total scoreboard as well.
Yeah, and I'm now more excited about the grand finals because 2 of the invited teams will be going head to head on the final day of the grand finals that we have tomorrow. 100k PK are on the line, guys. We started off with more than 100 teams, but now we are only down to 2. The best in the game, the best in Pakistan, the best in the local Pakistani Valorant scene. I'd like to thank our all right, I think we also actually, yeah, I forgot to talk about the MVPs right now. The 5 MVPs, I want to see that what happened to the board.
Oof.
Oh, Beast has entered the chat, guys.
Yep, Trick's gone down and Beast is on here. Bloody though, leading the 26 kills. He was absolutely magnificent on the Neon, especially in the first map. 289 ACS on average across the playoffs, so 1.81 KD. This is going to be an exciting one. But what I'm going to be looking forward to a lot more is the head-to-head matchup between him and Stereo tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely that as well. But I also want to see the fight between Bloody and Beast, the 2 teammates, that who is going to clutch away this MVP. Until or unless Studio enters the chat tomorrow during the finals, that will be between Team Envious and Team Mystic. But that is all we had for you guys for this. All right. I think we also want to take a look at the final brackets, and very important to take a look at the final brackets as well.
Yeah, we're gonna quickly see how this whole tournament panned out. Of course, we started off with more than 100 teams, the biggest tournament in terms of participation of Valorant Pakistan has ever seen. Most of the bracket looks clean, 2-0s across the whole board. Yesterday, we saw a very close matchup between Team Mystic and VRN, but now we're all down to 2. Both of these teams were the invited teams into the playoffs, into the quarterfinals, but it was all worth it across this whole week. We have had absolutely fantastic games, but it all comes down to the Sunday coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you for any strong predictions just yet, but I'll ask you for a rough idea. Who are you going to cheer for tomorrow? If not cheer, otherwise, it's not a good thing to say, but who do you think has the higher odds of winning?
Uh, okay. You know what? Okay, I'll say Envious. And Team Mystic, although they had a stronger opponent, they played still extremely good in the first and the third map, and in the second one as well. The first half they were struggling in, but the second one they looked good. So although Mystic looked strong, Envious, these games were absolutely perfection from their side.
Yeah, and I'm personally a fan of Team Envious, but just to save face and the fact that I'm really scared of the way Team Mystic plays, I think my money is going to be on Team Mystic, but it remains to be seen that who's the stronger team tomorrow. You guys can watch the game tomorrow and you have to tune in because it's after such a long time that we are getting such an action-packed performances on live streams. So many big names coming in together from Pakistan, and to know that there's 2 invited teams, 10 best players that we will get to watch tomorrow on the day of the finals. I think it's really crucial that each one of you tune in and spread the word as well. But this is all we have for you guys today in the IGEN Revival Series powered by Zah Computers, and I'd also like to thank our partners RB Tech, GamePoint, and Coin Mooner. We will see you guys tomorrow on the big day, on the grand finals. Please do tune in. But for today, Allah Hafiz.
welcome to the first match of IGEN Pro League.
Qualifiers 2019.
है